No one on the ship feared the darkness outside. They feared the human inside. The prison ship moved slowly through empty space, carrying one prisoner no one wanted to guard. The walls were thick. The lights were dim. Every sound echoed like a warning. The human was locked in the deepest section of the ship. Energy chains held his arms. A glowing field surrounded the cage. Even with all that, the alien guard stood far away. He sat on the cold floor, calm and silent. His name was Captain Ethan Cross. Alien warrior Kale Rin stood near the cage. He was trained for battle. He had survived wars. Still, his hands shook when he looked at the human. Ethan slowly lifted his head. Their eyes met. Kale Rin felt his chest tighten. There was no anger in the human's face. No fear. Only focus. Why does he look so calm? Kale Rin whispered. A guard answered softly. Because humans think before they strike. Kale Rin tightened his grip on his weapon. The ship commander passed by. His steps heavy. Watch the human. The commander said, If he moves, you fire. Kale Rin nodded, but fear stayed in his eyes. The ship continued its journey. Silence filled the hall. Too much silence. Then everything broke. The ship shook violently. Red lights flashed. The alarm screamed. Hull breach detected. Kale Rin almost fell as the floor moved under his feet. A loud crash echoed through the ship. The lights went out. Darkness swallowed everything. Screams followed. Emergency lights turned on, casting red shadows on the walls. Kale Rin saw shapes moving outside the metal walls. Fast. Wrong. Unknown life forms detected. A voice said to the speakers. The wall exploded inward. A black creature crawled inside. Tall, sharp, silent. It attacked without warning. Blood hit the floor. Kale Rin froze. More creatures followed. They moved like shadows. Weapons fired, but the creatures did not stop. Guards fell one by one. Fear spread quickly. Kale Rin stepped back, breathing fast. His back touched something solid. The cage. He turned. The human was standing now. Ethan's eyes moved across the room, studying the creatures. He was not afraid. Let me out, Ethan said calmly. Kale Rin shook his head. No, you are more dangerous than them. The ship shook again. The force field flickered. For a second, Ethan smiled slightly. Not happy. Ready? You do not have time, Ethan said. They are hunting. They smell fear. Another guard screamed. Kale Rin shouted into his communicator. Commander, we are losing control. Only static answered. A creature slammed into the cage. The energy field cracked. Kale Rin's heart raced. If the cage failed, the human would be free. Ethan leaned closer to the field. I am not your enemy, he said, but I could be your last chance. Kale Rin looked around. Dead bodies. Broken walls. Fear everywhere. Then he looked back at the human. Calm, focused, dangerous. Kale Rin's hand slowly moved toward the control panel, and one thought filled his mind. If the human walks free, nothing will ever be the same. The ship was dying. Metal screamed as it tore apart. The floor shook again, harder this time. Red lights blinked like weak heartbeats. Kale Rin stood frozen in front of the control panel. Behind the energy field, the human waited, calm, still, watching everything. Another explosion ripped through the ship. A section of the ceiling collapsed. Smoke filled the hall. The air smelled of burning metal and fear. Commander, Kale Rin shouted into his communicator. We cannot hold them. Only broken sounds replied. The creatures were everywhere now. They moved fast, crawling on walls and ceilings. Their sharp limbs cut through armor like paper. A guard tried to run. He did not make it. The creature struck him from behind. The body hit the floor, lifeless. Kale Rin's breathing became fast and shallow. His weapon felt useless. The human's voice cut through the chaos. Left side, Ethan said. They always flank. Kale Rin did not understand how the human knew, but when he looked left, he saw it. 3 creatures. Too close. Fire. Kale Rin shouted. The guards turned and fired together. The creatures fell back for a moment. Only a moment. They are learning. Ethan said. You need to move. Now! Kale Rin stared at him. How do you know this? He demanded. Ethan did not look at him. His eyes stayed on the shadows. Because hunters think the same, Ethan replied. The ship shook again. This time, something cracked deep inside the walls. A loud warning filled the hall. Critical breach. Pressure loss imminent. Kale Rin felt the floor tilt. Gravity failed for a second. Bodies floated, then slammed back down. A creature smashed into the cage again. The energy field flickered. Cracks of light ran through it like broken glass. Kale Rin stepped back in fear. If that fails, he whispered. Ethan stepped closer to the field. When it fails, he corrected, you need me ready. Another guard screamed as a creature pulled him into the darkness. Kale Rin clenched his jaw. Why are they attacking us? He asked. We did nothing to them. Ethan's eyes darkened. Are you sure? He asked quietly. Before Kale Rin could answer, the ship was hit from the outside. Hard. The entire wall burst open. Space rushed in. Alarms screamed louder than before. Emergency bulkheads deploying. Metal doors slammed shut, sealing part of the hall. 2 guards were trapped outside. Kale Rin watched in horror as the air vanished. The guards reached for the door. Too late. Silence followed. Kale Rin fell to his knees. This is over, he said. No, Ethan replied. This is a mistake. Kale Rin looked up. What mistake? You panicked, Ethan said, and panic feed them. A creature dropped from the ceiling and landed between them. Kale Rin raised his weapon and fired. The shot hit. The creature did not fall. It charged. Suddenly, the human moved. Ethan grabbed a loose metal rod to the energy field, opening where it had cracked. With one strong strike, he drove it forward. The creature collapsed. Dead. Kale Rin stared in shock. You are still chained, he said. Ethan nodded. And you are still alive, he replied. The force field flickered again. Weaker now. Kale Rin could see sparks dancing along its surface. How long until it fails? Kale Rin asked. Ethan watched the field. Sakans, he said. The creatures gathered in the shadows. Watching. Waiting. They know, Kale Rin whispered. Yes, Ethan said. They know what I am. The commander's voice suddenly came through the speakers, filled with fear. All units retreat. Abandon lower levels. Kale Rin looked around. There was nowhere to go. He looked back at the human. Ethan met his eyes. You can keep the cage, Ethan said, and die. The force field cracked again. Or you can open it, he continued, and maybe live. Kale Rin's hands trembled over controls. Everything he had learned told him not to trust a human. Everything he saw told him he had no choice. The creatures moved closer. The ship groaned like a dying beast. Kale Rin made his decision. His finger pressed down. The locks began to release. And as the energy field started to fade, the human took one slow breath. Ready. The last lock opened with a sharp click. The energy field vanished. For the first time since his capture, the human was free. The chains around Ethan's arms fell to the floor. The sound was heavy. Final. The hall went silent. Every alien guard froze. No one moved. No one breathed. Ethan rolled his shoulders once, slow and calm, like someone waking up from a long sleep. He did not rush. He did not look angry. He looked ready. The creatures felt it. They hissed from the shadows, stepping back for the first time since the attack began. Kale Rin stood behind Ethan, his heart racing. You are free, Kale Rin said quietly. Ethan nodded. Then stay behind me, he replied. A creature suddenly leaped from the wall, fast and sharp. Ethan moved. He grabbed a broken metal rod from the floor and stepped forward. One clean strike. The creature fell, unmoving. The guard stared. No wasted movement. No hesitation. Another creature charged. Ethan turned, ducked low, and struck again. The rod bent. The creature did not get back up. This is impossible, one guard whispered. Ethan did not hear him. More creatures rushed in, screaming now. The hall filled with noise and movement. Ethan raised his hand. Do not fire, he said. Not Yet, the guards obeyed. They did not know why, but something in the human's voice made them listen. Ethan watched the creatures closely. Their steps, their timing, their fear. They are not soldiers, he said. They are reacting. Kael'ren frowned. To what? Ethan's eyes followed the creatures as they circled. To us, he answered. The ship shook again. The ceiling cracked. Dust fell. Ethan stepped forward, placing himself between the creatures and the guards. Fall back, he ordered. Slowly. Kael'ren hesitated. You are giving orders now? Ethan did not turn. I am keeping you alive, he said. Kael'ren signaled the guards. They moved back into a narrow passage. The creatures followed, but their speed dropped. They could not surround them here. Ethan stood at the front. One creature lunged. Ethan caught it midair and slammed it into the wall. The impact echoed through the hall. The creature collapsed. The others stopped. They watched him, breathing fast, thinking. They are learning, Kael'ren said. Yes, Ethan replied. So are you. Kael'ren looked at the human. Why are you helping us? He asked. Ethan paused. Because this is not a fight, he said. This is a mistake. Before Kael'ren could ask more, the creatures suddenly pulled back. They retreated into the darkness. Silence returned. Too sudden. Too wrong. Ethan narrowed his eyes. They are not running, he said. They are calling. Kael'ren felt fear rise again. Calling who? Ethan looked toward the broken hull, where space waited beyond the metal. Their leader, he answered. And then, far away, something answered back. A deep sound echoed through the ship, louder than the alarms, closer than before. The sound returned. Low, deep, slow. It moved through the ship like a living thing. The creatures in the shadows stopped moving. They lowered their sharp limbs and turned their bodies toward the broken hull. They were listening. Kael'ren felt his skin grow cold. That sound, he said. It is not a weapon. Ethan nodded. It is a call, he replied. And we answered it. The ship shook again, but not from attack. Something large moved outside. Something careful. The creatures that had attacked before now stepped back. They formed a line, not in anger, but in defense. They are not charging, Kael'ren said. They are waiting. Ethan slowly lowered his weapon. Because we are in their home, he said. Kael'ren turned sharply. That is impossible. This is an empty sector. Ethan pointed toward the torn metal and the cracked walls. Not empty, he said. Hidden. Memory flashed in Ethan's eyes. Not fear. Regret. You flew through a nesting zone, he continued. Your engines burned it. Your weapons shattered it. Kael'ren's chest tightened. No, he said. We were attacked first. Ethan shook his head. No, he said calmly. They came to protect. One of the creatures stepped forward slowly, smaller than the others. Its movements were careful. Behind it, shapes moved. Smaller shapes. Kael'ren's breath caught. Those are, he started. Offspring, Ethan finished. Children. Silence filled the passage. The truth settled like weight on Kael'ren's chest. The commander's voice suddenly filled the hall, sharp and angry. All units, prepare to exterminate the creatures. We cannot risk survival. Kael'ren froze. That order, he whispered. Ethan's jaw tightened. If you follow it, he said, you become the threat. The commander's voice continued. They are beasts. Kill them all. The smaller creatures cried out, high and weak. Kael'ren felt his hands shake. No, he whispered. He stepped forward, placing himself between the guards and the creatures. Hold fire, he shouted. The guards hesitated. Stand down. Kael'ren yelled again. The commander shouted through the speaker. Kael'ren, move aside. Kael'ren did not move. The larger creature lifted its head and released another deep sound. This time it was softer, not rage. Warning. Ethan looked at Kael'ren. This is your moment, he said. Choose. Kael'ren's mind raced. Duty, orders, survival, and now, truth. They're protecting their young, Kael'ren said, his voice breaking. We started this. The commander laughed coldly. "Step aside," he ordered, "or you'll be treated as a traitor." Kael'ren closed his eyes. Then he opened them. "No," he said. The commander screamed in rage. "Fire!" The guards raised their weapons. Kael'ren turned to Ethan, panic in his eyes. "No, please," he shouted. "Leave them in." Ethan did not move. His eyes locked on the commander's position. His voice was low. "They will not stop," Ethan said. "Not now." Kael'ren grabbed Ethan's arm. "We can still fix this," he begged. "There must be another way." Ethan slowly pulled his arm free. His face was hard now. "This is the price of fear," he said. He stepped forward. The creatures tensed. The guards prepared to fire. The commander shouted one last order. And in that moment, Kael'ren realized something terrifying. The human was not choosing between life and death. He was choosing between mercy and survival. And he had not decided yet. The commander did not wait. "Fire!" his voice echoed through the ship. Energy weapons lit the hall. Kael'ren reacted without thinking. He stepped forward, spreading his arms wide. "Stop!" he shouted. The first shot never reached the creatures. Ethan moved. Fast. He grabbed Kael'ren and pulled him back. The blast hit the wall instead, burning deep into the metal. The guards froze. No one had seen the human move that fast. Ethan stepped in front of everyone. "Enough," he said. His voice was calm, but it filled the hall more than alarms ever had. The commander laughed through the speaker. "You are a prisoner," he said. "You have no authority." Ethan looked up toward the cameras. "You are wrong," he replied. "I have responsibility." The larger creature moved forward, placing its body between Ethan and the smaller ones. Its limbs were raised, but not to strike, to protect. Ethan lowered his weapon completely. "They will not attack," he said. "Not unless you force them." Kael'ren stared at him. "You trust them?" he asked. Ethan shook his head. "No," he said. "I understand them." The commander's voice turned sharp. "This ship will not be lost to animals," he said. "Guards, aim at the human." Weapons slowly turned. Kael'ren felt his heart stop. "Ethan," he whispered. Ethan did not turn. "If you fire," Ethan said, "you will kill your own crew." The commander hesitated. "How?" Ethan pointed at the damaged walls. "One wrong shot," he said, "and this ship opens a space." Silence followed. The creatures remained still. The smaller ones clung close to the larger body. Kael'ren stepped beside Ethan. "We caused this," he said. "We must fix it." The commander stayed silent for a long moment. Then his voice returned, cold and final. "You are relieved of duty, Kael'ren. Step away." Kael'ren did not move. Ethan looked at him once. "Last chance," Ethan said quietly. "Choose who you are." The commander screamed in rage. "Seize them both." The guards rushed forward. Ethan moved again. He struck the floor panel with a sharp blow. The lights flickered. Systems failed. The ship went dark. Emergency power kicked in seconds later. When the lights returned, the commander's voice was gone. Only silence remained. Kael'ren looked at Ethan in shock. "What did you do?" Ethan breathed slowly. "I ended the order," he said. The creatures shifted, unsure. Ethan raised his hands. "Open and empty." "Go," he said softly. The larger creature studied him. Then, slowly, it moved back toward the broken hull, guiding the smaller ones with it. One by one, they disappeared into space. The hall stayed quiet. Kael'ren felt something heavy lift from his chest. "It is over," he said. Ethan did not answer. He was looking at the ceiling, at the cameras coming back online. "They will come for us," he said. "Who?" Kael'ren asked. Ethan turned. "Everyone," he replied. And far away, unknown signals began to spread across the stars. The ship was quiet. Too quiet. The creatures were gone. The alarms were silent. Only the soft hum of damaged engines filled the hall. Kael'ren looked around. The human had stopped moving. He stood in the middle of the hall, calm as if nothing had happened. "You saved them," Kael'ren said. "Why?" Ethan looked at him. His face was serious. "Because they are innocent," he said. "And we have a choice." Kael'ren shook his head. You risked everything. You disobeyed orders. You could have died. Ethan shrugged. And what if we had followed orders? What would we be then? Monsters. Outside the ship, alien fleet signals appeared on every screen. They were coming fast. Every commander in the galaxy would judge the humans now. The speaker crackled. A deep alien voice spoke. Human vessel, your actions are unprecedented. You have defied protocol, endangered allies, and engaged with protected species. Ethan turned to the screen. He could see the alien council's faces, their eyes wide, confused, almost afraid. Kael'ren whispered, "They will punish us for this." Ethan stepped forward. "Or they might learn." The council paused. Silence filled the communication channel. Then a voice asked, "Why did you spare them?" Ethan did not flinch. "Because we can be stronger than fear. We choose mercy, even when survival is on the line." The council murmured. Confusion rippled across the screens. Their species had never heard this before. They had always believed that fear and power were the only rules. Kael'ren swallowed. "You are telling them humans are different." Ethan nodded. "Exactly. And you know it now. I made the choice and I stand by it. You may punish me. But remember, the creatures will survive because we showed mercy." The council fell silent again. After a long moment, one commander spoke slowly. "Perhaps your kind is worthy of respect." Kael'ren blinked. "Respect? From them?" "Yes," Ethan said. "Respect, not fear." Signals of approval spread across the fleet. Ships turned back. The alien commanders nodded slowly. They could not deny the humans' courage and wisdom. Kael'ren turned to Ethan. You could have killed them all." Ethan's eyes were steady. "And I could have followed orders. But that is not what makes a human. We protect, even when we do not have to. That is why we survive." A soft vibration ran through the ship. Systems were coming back online. The creatures outside drifted in the void, free. Kael'ren shook his head in awe. "I have never seen anything like this." Ethan looked toward the empty hall. "Neither have they," he said. "But now they will remember." The alien council spoke again, slower this time, their voices tinged with curiosity. "Your species chooses mercy over power, even when survival is threatened. This is unprecedented." Kael'ren exhaled, finally relaxing. "So we are not punished." Ethan smiled faintly. "We are acknowledged. That is better than punishment." The human soldier had survived, not by strength alone, not by weapons, but by mercy, calculation, and courage. Outside the ship, the stars were quiet again. But far away, every alien fleet in the sector had learned something new. Humans were different, and that difference could change everything. Kael'ren finally looked at Ethan with respect. "I understand now. You are not just a soldier, you are humanity." Ethan nodded. "And humanity always chooses a hard path, the path of mercy." The ship moved forward, silent but alive, carrying humans who had proven that in a galaxy ruled by fear, some species choose to rise above it. Far away, signals began to spread, carrying one message across the stars. Humans are not what we expected. The stars were quiet now. The creatures had disappeared into the void. The alien fleet had paused. Every eye was on the human ship. Ethan stood at the center of the hall, calm and unshaken. Kael'ren beside him, still trying to comprehend what had just happened. "You did it," Kael'ren said softly. "You saved them all. The creatures, even your own people." Ethan shook his head. "No, we did it together. Mercy is never alone." Across the fleet, alien commanders whisper among themselves. Reports flooded in. Humans had broken protocol, defied orders, but no one had died, except those who tried to enforce fear. One of the council's elders spoke through the speaker. Deep, measured, hesitant. "Your species shows a pattern unknown to us. Strength tempered by compassion. Courage guided by logic, mercy in the face of death. This is extraordinary." Kael'ren glanced at Ethan. "They are respecting us?" Ethan nodded slowly. "Respect is different from fear, and it is earned through action, not threats." The hull stayed quiet for a long moment. Then, signals from other ships began to shift. Red alerts turned green. Weapons were lowered. Systems recalibrated. The galaxy had noticed. Humans were no longer just soldiers. They were a species that could rise above violence. Kael'ren exhaled. I never thought humans could change everything with nothing but choice. Ethan's eyes scanned the stars outside the hull. It's not about size, strength, or weapons. It's about knowing when to fight and when to save. A soft chime echoed through the ship. Systems restored. The crew, shaken but alive, began to move again. Kael'ren turned to the Alien Council communicator. They understand now. We are not enemies. Not just because we survived, but because we chose differently. Yes, Ethan added. We are dangerous not because we kill, but because we choose mercy when it matters most. A smaller creature's signal flickered on one of the screens. It was safe. The offspring were gone, but alive. Kael'ren felt something he had never felt before, pride. Not in victory, not in survival, but in the truth of humanity. You are telling them humans are more than just soldiers? Kael'ren asked quietly. Yes, Ethan said. We are proof that courage is not always loud. Strength is not always violent. And mercy can win wars that weapons cannot. Far across the stars, alien fleets adjusted their courses. Every commander who had doubted humans now reconsidered. The reports were clear. A human could stand against fear, stand against death, and choose mercy, and the galaxy would remember. Kael'ren turned to Ethan. You are not just a captain, you are a human legend. Ethan smiled faintly, tired but steady. No, he said, we are all human, and this is what it means to be one. The ship moved forward through quiet space. The stars seemed brighter now. Every blink, every signal, every planet passed would carry the story of what humans had done. The creatures had survived. The aliens had learned. And humanity had proven something the galaxy would never forget. Power is not only in fear or strength. It is in the courage to choose mercy, even when it is hardest. Kael'ren watched Ethan walk to the observation deck, looking out at the endless stars. And in that moment, he understood humans were not just a species of survival. They were a species of hope. The galaxy had witnessed it, and it would never be the same. Humans prove that courage isn't just about strength, it's about mercy. If you like this story, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us what you would do in Ethan's place. Your support keeps stories like this alive.